What's up, guys? This is Butcher. In this episode, I'm going to talk about expectations, realistic expectations during a game. And it all starts, basically, my point is, no matter how good you are, how bad you are, there's some things that can happen in a game, like you're laning, or something that you cannot control. For example, if you're laning against hard heroes that counter Pudge, like you pick Pudge first, you want to like own and whatever. You pick and if you lane against like Ember Spirit, Queen of Pain, Storm Spirit, Razor, OD, like heroes like that, and if the opponent's good, right, and they played against Pudge a bunch of times, or they're like just good players or whatever, it's hard for you to, like, if they don't make mistakes, you're not gonna play them. Like, if they play perfect, you're just gonna lose the lane because their heroes just beat yours, just counter pick wise. Like, Pudge is not the best laner. He's melee. He's really slow. Like, the movement speed without boots, 285 is super slow, man. And then, he's tanky, kinda okay. But if you miss your hook, like, that's basically all your damage. And he's pretty slow. And he's, like, easy to gank. He has no escape mechanisms. Unless somebody ganks for you, sometimes you're not gonna win your lane. And know when to play passive. Like, if you're losing, right, and, like, you're playing against Shadow Fiend, right, and he killed you once somehow, and he's got like 40 more damage than you now, don't come up next to him, and you're like level 4, he's level 6, and don't just start trading hits with him. Like, know when to back off and know when to play passive. Like, if you're losing your lane, go like check runes, try to gank, be passive, don't like keep feeding.
Right.
If you're playing against Shadow Fiend early game, you need to know what to do. You need to play aggressive, and you need to know like his damage is lower than yours, so you need to like do stuff, just like think about it logically. Counter picks. So, Dota, I hate to say this, but Dota is mostly, Dota 2 now, is mostly about counter picking. Ranked or unranked. Like, if you pick first, like you want to play a hero, like people are going to wait to counter pick you. Like, if you, like, want to increase your chances of winning with Pudge, call mid, put your icon there, and pray to God nobody goes there, right? And then, after your opponent picks a mid, or after your opponent picks their main heroes, then you pick Pudge. Right? If your opponent picks like Storm Spirit and like, I don't know, hard heroes against Pudge, then don't pick Pudge. Like, most of the time you're gonna lose. Like, it's hard, but you can, on the other hand, you can pick Pudge first and play him a shit ton of games, and then you're gonna get good with him even if people counter you. Like, I've gotten to a point where I could play ranked 5k MMR, and most of the time, like, play against any hero. Like, it doesn't matter. Like, I know when to play passive, I know like how to lane against certain heroes. And, like, I can't really teach that. Like, it just comes to you naturally after you played against those heroes a bunch of times.
Yeah.
Know when to buy Magic Stick, right? So basically, like, and if an opponent pick like a Pugna or a Shadow Fiend or like Keeper Light, people without stuns, like, I don't know, Crystal Maiden or like whatever, those that they're pretty slow, that have no escape mechanisms, that have no long range stuns. Like, Clockwork counter Pudge too. Like, a lot of heroes actually counter Pudge, but Pudge is a really strong hero because of the hook. The 360 damage is not a joke. So it's a strong hero, but just don't like pick Pudge and expect to win like every single game. Outplay your opponent. There's gonna be games where people are gonna destroy you. Like, I have games like, I don't know, every third or fourth game, like in a serious match, like people just outplay me. Like, I can't do anything. I look like a complete fucking noob. I have 2,000 Dota 2 Pudge games, and I still get wrecked sometimes in these games. And it's all natural. Like, you just sometimes get wrecked. And also, when you start missing hooks, it's easier to keep missing hooks. Like, when an opponent gets to a point where they're not even scared, like you're under-leveled, and they're not even scared of getting hooked, that's when it's hard to land your hooks because the people are not trying to dodge you. And, like, you don't know what they're going to do. Like, they're really confident. And, as opposite as it may seem, like, counterintuitive, it's actually really hard to hook people that are not scared of getting hooked. Like, you're not expecting them to, I don't know, it's just hard. And it's like, you miss hooks and you get tensed up. And then your hooks matter less and less and less because your opponents have more and more HP. And you're weaker and weaker and weaker into mid-game. So if you're not fat, don't expect to just, like, come back from a game. Play smart, but don't expect too much. Also, your opponent's rotations and your teammates' rotations. If your opponent has 2 rotating supports and you have like a Doombringer or Nature's Prophet or a jungler and some shitty lanes like Void and like I don't know, something top that doesn't do anything, and they just like, if a Mirana camps your lane, you're mostly gonna lose that lane, like most of the time. If they have a Nature's Prophet, you're gonna lose your lane because the Nature's Prophet is gonna TP kill your chicken, or gonna TP in and help like the opponent's mid, like hit you like 4 or 3 more times and like tree or something. I mean, heroes like that is just hard. Or like a Treant. If you're laning against an opponent with a Treant, or if you're laning with a Treant, it makes things easier or harder. And just keep that in mind. Like, Dota's a team game, and don't, like, get discouraged, is what I'm saying. Like, when you lose, most of the time it's not because of you. Like, even when you look bad, it might be because like of your teammates' rotations or whatever, or you can't do much. And there's always those games where you play against a 5-man push lineup, which is like the ultimate counter to Pudge. You just like a 5-man, like really early on, like a little 6. The opponent team is good at pushing. They're all pretty tanky or whatever. They 5-man, they have like a fissure and an arrow, so you can't really hook without dying. And then you're like, you don't know what to do because Pudge is really good at ganking, but if the opponent's 5-manning, then you can't do anything no matter how good you are. Like Dendi could play in your position and he's still gonna fucking lose. Like there's a bunch of games with Dendi, he just loses. It's not his fault. He's a good Pudge. He knows how to land his hook, but sometimes you just can't deal with things. So I mean, there's gonna be like, and sometimes during the day, like you're gonna play 5 games and like all 5 games are just gonna be awful, like straight up fucking awful. And it's not because of you, it's because of the team or whatever. But I mean, you could get better, but to a certain degree. Right, so just have realistic expectations. Like if the opponent has really good heroes, I mean they know what they're doing, your chances of winning are small. Alright guys, if you have questions about things you want me to cover, because I'm running out of topics basically, and if you have any questions, just ask in the comment section. I'll maybe do a video about it if it seems reasonable. Thanks for watching, guys.